well, thanks very much to the PTSA. We're going to start with our program in just a moment. This is always, as everybody knows, if you know me at all, like one of my favorite hours of the entire school year. I'm very, very excited to honor some amazing folks that help support our school community. Before that, I have a couple of announcements that this is just an opportune time to share. And really, they're both the same kind of announcement. I wanted to share with you that we have two members who have announced that, two members of our faculty who have announced that they will be resigning. We had Mike Gerken at Progress. Now he will be progressing on to other pastures, and so we will sorely miss Dr. Jonathan Winterbottom, who has been so adaptable and such a trooper and such a I just announced it, Dr. Winterbottom, so we will miss you. It's been a pleasure having you on our faculty. The other one is a long-standing faculty member. Many of you already know this. This is a person who has not just been a math teacher, but has done any number of things. I remember, we were just remembering his stint as the mock trial coach. He also, for those of you who remember REACH, was a REACH teacher, and I'm sure many more things that I'm not recalling at the moment. This is a person who just helped any number of his department members whenever they were on maternity leaves, would teach whatever, would teach everything from beginning and remedial algebra to our most sophisticated college-level math classes. In fact, I think only 2.5 other people on our faculty know what he does in terms of teaching statistics. So we will sorely miss Kevin Sheffield as he takes his life and his work to Thailand. Congratulate him and make sure that you urge him to keep us posted on our Charger Abroad that will be born in October. So congratulate him, wish him well, and you may never see him again. He's pretty keen on just starting another chapter of his life in Thailand. Without any further ado, I think, Rochelle, did you want to say a few things? Rochelle, there you are.
Good morning, and thank you for being here this morning. Very excited to be here for this year's Honorary Service Awards. A couple of things I just wanted to remind you of in case you didn't remember, or if you've never heard this. Honorary Service Awards is actually a national PTA program, and the way that it works is the PTA selects worthy recipients for volunteering or for going above and beyond the call of duty. And we make a donation in your name to the California State PTA. And what happens with that donation is those funds go into a scholarship program for parents, teachers, school nurses, anyone who's helping in a volunteer or above and beyond capacity to be able to further their education. So if you are ever interested in taking more courses in accredited college, the PTA actually has an application process where you can apply, and they can award you funds to help you pursue that. So that's for parents, that's for anyone. That's pretty much all I need to tell you this morning. So I'm actually going to turn it back over to Ms. Carey, because she is our first presenter this morning. Oh, I can tell you one more thing. For those of you who are being honored this morning, we have a Santa Barbara Council PTA, which is the level of the PTA that oversees the local school PTAs. And they also have an Honorary Service Award program. It's on May 25th. It's in the evening at the Santa Barbara County Schools. So as you receive your award today, you'll be given an invitation at that time to attend and to bring guests with you to that so that we can honor you further as a community. Okay.
Thank you so much, Rochelle. And off we go. The person that I have the honor of presenting is just going to hate all the attention she's about to get. And I need to see her family, so I know that they can hear that. Is Rayanna back there? She should be. I think it's worth waiting, don't you? They're coming. Here they come. All right. I'm going to start over. I'm an Honorary Service Awards nerd. Okay. The person I have the honor of presenting is just going to hate all the attention she's about to get. It was one of the qualities that threatened to keep her from taking on what has become an invaluable leadership role at our school. A role that she executes with a quiet but unfailing competence. Jamie Carpio, will you come forward? In fact, she's so shy about these kinds of things, I decided to give her a stool to sit on so she doesn't have to look at all your faces. I'm also going to give her a mask. So Lucas, will you help put this on your mommy? You can look at me as you feel embarrassed. Jamie's now been serving for multiple years as the department chair and administrative designee for special education at Dos Pueblos. This is a role that has expanded remarkably over the years, both in scope and in pressure, and Jamie has graciously grown right along with it. From an administrator's perspective, Jamie is the go-to gal for all things special education, from the global to the granular. And I mean granular. I think of Jamie as a bridge, linking her department members and district office personnel, administration and teachers, general education teachers and special education teachers, instructional aides and their supervisors, and most importantly, students with disabilities with their educators and parents. So in fact, she's like many, many bridges. Few people know or can fully appreciate the behind-the-scenes work that Jamie does on an ongoing basis to ensure that every individual student with special needs is appropriately placed and served. And I like a good IEP meeting as much as the next person. But please take a moment to absorb the fact that Jamie attends hundreds of IEP meetings each year. Yes, multiple hundreds. Bears repeating. In terms of personal qualities and work habits, Jamie possesses the triple gift of dedication to the mission, diligence, and a knack for knowing not just what's smart to do, but what's wise to do. So I think Jamie needs more than a mask. Her superhero performance deserves a cape as well. And for more on her powers, I'm going to introduce Larry Neidig.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm going to share some of the...
It's a molten metal cape.
I'm going to attempt to share some of the many things that Jamie does from my perspective within our department. I'm going to put a more accurate number on the amount of IEP meetings that she's attended this year as an administrative designee. It's over 400, if you can believe that. And within those meetings, she's a powerful resource for students, parents, and teachers. She always knows the answers to tough questions. I don't know how she knows the answers to all these things, but she does. In addition to being an administrative designee, she is also a liaison, as Sean already touched on, between the special ed district office and our special ed department. She provides ongoing professional development to our department to ensure that we're in line with current laws and regulations. In addition to the IEPs that she attends here at Dos Pueblos, she also attends IEPs at our feeder schools, our junior highs, for transition meetings for incoming 8th graders, just to ensure that they have a smooth move into high school. So you can add that to her list of meetings that she's attending. She schedules and collaborates with our outstanding group of paraeducators here at Dos Pueblos, which can be a job in itself, just handling the day in and the day out scheduling for when people are out or filling in here or there. Very difficult job just in itself. She organizes and helps facilitate all of the co-taught classes that we've been including more within our school. And then finally, she does all of this with strong ethics and morals and a down-to-earth attitude. So those qualities within Jamie really make her a pleasure to work with. So thank you, Jamie, for all of these things.
Is that despite all the administrative intensity associated with her role, she is above all else a champion for kids. So your superhero power has got to be your caring ways. Tap card, please. On. There you go. It's not the same without the mask, but we'll make her do it for the picture. And we get the special privilege to hear from one of your students now.
Hello, I'm Eric Mateo and I'm an IEP student, and Ms. Carter was my case manager. And we both know that she was more than just my case manager. She's someone I look up to because of the hard work she puts in, and she had to deal with me as a freshman because I obviously didn't know better, and she helped me become the person I am today, and she never let me give up. My parents never graduated high school. And when I came into to DP, I knew that I thought that I wanted to play college football, and she helped me get there. I earned a scholarship. I ended up not taking to pursue and to get right with my education, because I know I'm not there fully. And she didn't let me go, because I remember my freshman year when Coach Mendoza pulled me up to varsity as a freshman, as a 14-year-old. I couldn't deal with all the pressure, and I felt like giving up. That I wanted to quit football. And she told me that, don't give up, this will all pay off. And it really did. I got a lot of rewards for my play on the field, but I feel like the best thing that paid off was the person she mentored me to be, and I do not know how I can repay her. And congratulations.
We have a raffle for you guys. Marianne. Oh, here we go.
All of your names are in there. It's all figured out. Thank you.
Hola, buenos días. My interpreter.
Yeah. Okay, that was a very hard act to follow. Well done. Well done. But we're going to try because I know, but I just want to say we have a really special person too. So here we go.
Es un honor estar aquí con ustedes hoy.
Oh, we're very glad to be with you here today.
Okay. When I first heard of this person was about 5 years ago. My husband, Sal, told me that he had just had coffee at UCSB with a really nice man whose oldest son was going to be starting at DP. And he thought this person would be a great candidate for the DP Committee of Equity and Excellence in Education, also known as EEE. We immediately took a liking to him. Without a doubt, this person was one of the friendliest Spaniards we have ever met. ever since they conquered the Americas. We also love his Castilian Spanish accent. There was a giveaway that he was from Madrid. And he introduced us to the best Spanish olive stuffed with anchovies and his homemade tortilla española, which is every Saturday at my home. They are totally different from Mexican tortillas. But we came to love his food almost as much as we love him. This person cuisine aside, suffice it to say that we were delighted to be able to work with him side by side in so many ways.
Now, as some of you here may have guessed, this person that we are here to honor is Jose Saleta. We do. So you just feel comfortable up here. There we go. So I first met Jose at Goleta Valley Junior High when his son Pablo was a student there. Isla Vista parents had recommended him highly to the PTA as one parent who had made a great contribution to their elementary school. So I eagerly sought his help in reaching out to the Hispanic parents at GV. Jose offered his assistance as an interpreter and gave his support as one of the few fathers who attended the monthly PTA meetings there.
So when Jose arrived at Dos Pueblos, we were piloting language access for Spanish-speaking parents, and Jose was quick to see that this was a social justice imperative, and he embraced it as such. He volunteered hours and hours providing interpreting and translations at the EEE meetings. When we took on language access at Back to School Night, Jose was part of that. When we launched the Student Interpreter Program, Jose was part of that too. And with his colleague Viviana Marzano, trained our DP students.
Now, Jose is wondering if he can get a mask too. Oh. So Dos Pueblos is where my real partnership. It's where my real partnership with Jose began. He joined the PTSA executive board as the executive vice president, and simultaneously took on the position of chairman of the EEE committee. And through those roles, he contributed invaluable insight and wisdom as he guided the PTSA in our efforts to become more inclusive.
What I want to tell you is that Jose came to us with a quiet but deliberate spirit of service to others. He helped us to bring together equity-oriented workshops and programs that help to level the playing field so that everyone will feel that this is a school community that values and respects everyone, not just some. Also, Jose became part of a team of parent leaders who made up the leadership of core of United Parents Padres Unidos organization, most of whom were DP parents. Currently, Jose is vice president of that organization, and with his help, the work of this group has driven many of the equity changes in the school district and at DP. Jose's devotion to social justice was inherited by his children. He and his bella esposa Teresa model their values and principles to their children, who have taken on their mantle of commitment to equity.
An example of this is that Jose and his son Pablo have lent their support to the PTSA's efforts to address our concern for our high achievers. Both Jose and Pablo, who is himself a very high achiever, faithfully attended the PTSA's Replace the Race meetings while Pablo was a student here. And together, they provided a positive and compassionate example to the other parents and students who attended those meetings.
To sum it up, there are many reasons why Jose was nominated for the Honorary Service Award, not the least of which are Jose's commitment to service, his concern for others, his willingness to go the extra mile, and to be a good friend to many of us who have the good fortune to cross his path. Te amamos, Jose.
So we're going to call another name now. Mr. Luna. Is he here? He's not here. Oh, okay. Okay. Patty Ferguson. Mr. Den.
Work-related absence. Person at breakfast.
Mr. Jones. There we go.
The winner.
All right, everybody, good morning. Mike and I get the pleasure of presenting our third Honorary Service Award this morning. It's going to be very clear once we start talking who this person is, and I don't know if we're going to be able to hide it, but she is vital to both of our roles on campus So I'm going to start out and talk about the lens of IB and what this person does for the IB department. She is vital to at least a third of the IB program. IB English, Theory of Knowledge, and the extended essay process. So very clearly that is Miriam Mismetchi. As a theory of knowledge teacher, she gets the pleasure of guiding students through the challenge of having them think about how they think and questioning how they know what they know. To give you a little bit of an example of that, I'm going to read through the TOK prescribed titles for this year so that you can just think through what this actually means. So there are 6 of them. Number 1 says, in gaining knowledge, each area of knowledge uses a network of ways of knowing. Discuss this statement with reference to 2 areas of knowledge. Number 2, knowledge within a discipline develops according to the principles of natural selection. How useful is this metaphor? Number 3, the knower's perspective is essential in the pursuit of knowledge. To what extent do you agree? Number 4, without application in the world, the value of knowledge is greatly diminished. Consider this claim with respect to 2 areas of knowledge. Number 5, to what extent do the concepts that we use shape the conclusions that we reach? And number 6, in knowledge there is always a trade-off between accuracy and simplicity. Evaluate this statement in relation to 2 areas of knowledge. So she leads students through those 6 prompts and helps them select one that they can answer well and answer thoughtfully in order to receive credit for that portion of IB. As extended essay coordinator, the extended essay is a 4,000-word research paper that each student pursues. Marion is the coordinator for that, and then we have teachers that serve as student advisors for each student. So she organizes a 1-year calendar of tasks and due dates and check-ins for every student. She also supervises 2 to 3 students a year in their pursuit of the extended essay, so meaning she meets with them for somewhere between 3 to 5 hours individually over the course of the year, so that's 15 hours potentially with individual meetings on her own with her students. She supervises the teacher advisors in the extended essay process to make sure that we are on task and that we uphold our end of the bargain. She has one-on-one meetings with other students that she is not a direct supervisor for to make sure that all their questions are answered and everything that they are pursuing as far as sources and research is in line with what the paper demands. She reads through every one over the summer. 4,000-word research paper. For English 12, along with teaching the curriculum and assessment that goes along with that class, she conducts the oral commentary interview with students where they sit down one-on-one and she conducts a 20-minute interview with prescribed questions that she asks each student about a couple of the sources and novels that they have read throughout the course of the year. Each student, 20 minutes. And then she replays them and listens to all 20 minutes of each one and then scores them. She devotes a week in February where she has a full sub and organizes each day, 5 days for a week in February, into 20-minute intervals where each student comes in from 7:30 to 5 at night. It's an incredible undertaking. She does an incredible job. She shows a high degree of skill in her teaching with a little bit of flair. She is superb in all areas as a professional, as a mentor, as a support provider for students. She is easy to collaborate with. She has great ideas. She is always open to providing support and guidance for the rest of our IB program. She is what I would say as IB coordinator in the areas that I get to see our program. She is vital and she is an integral professional part of our program. So thank you.
Thank you.
I wrote a bunch of things down and left it next to my bowl of oatmeal that I didn't put in. When my wife gets home and takes it out, she'll think all these things are about her, but they're I got to know Marion my first year teaching. We got hired about the same time, and right away I knew that that was a teacher that I would like to be like. You know, just coming out of teacher credential school and not really knowing what in the heck we're doing. So they just throw you in there like, go. But I knew right away that that was the kind of teacher that I wanted to be. And the thing about Marion, the thing that I appreciate as being a coach and lover of sports is, you know, I really appreciate the fundamentals of the pro. When you watch pro sports, like all the little things that the pros do. And if you work with Barry and you understand that those fundamentals that maybe we disregard coming out of credential school and all the things they tell us, it actually works. And she is faithful to those fundamentals, and it pays off in what she gets out of her kids. We were we founded English 12 with Kate Nelson and Sam Muir, if you remember that. In the old days, we had like 30 plus English electives, and they gave us English 12, and we worked together for all those years, and then the curriculum just kept changing every year, and we had to adapt. And Mary's very good at that. You know, she's got this, like he said, she's got this flair, and she can do things that none of us can do. And she can say things that none of us can say. Like, for instance, let's just say somebody takes out their cell phone when you're talking. She can say, if you reach for that again, I'm going to cut off your thumbs. Just kidding. And the kids aren't upset, but if any of us say bad words, like in the office. But I suppose the best compliments come from those that are in her classroom. And so I reached back to one of her former students and I said, hey, I need a couple words. So this is from one of her former students. I loved my time with Miss Musmechi as my teacher. She teaches with passion and inspiration and encourages students to throw away assumptions and dig for deeper truths and meaning. Never have I had such deep, searching, and at times mind-bending class discussions. Miss Musmechi brings the readings to life while also highlighting how each of our lives connect to the readings. She expects a lot out of her student, but nothing is more rewarding than a proud Miss Musmechi. I will never forget her enthusiastic poetry recitations, her love of Annie Dillard, or her warm encouragements. And she never threatened to cut off my thumbs. So it's with great pleasure that I present Miss Marion Musmechi.
To cut off their thumbs. Their hair. Thank you so much. It's such an honor.
Okay, time for another raffle. Miss Cummings.
Good morning, everybody. So we have the privilege of honoring somebody that probably wouldn't be in the audience right now because she would have figured out something was going on for her if we got her here. So I found a quote that kind of best describes this person, and I changed the wording because I feel like that's how this person kind of reflects on the world here at DP. We've heard it very often. Give a person a fish, feed them for a day. Teach a person to fish and feed them for a lifetime. Teach a person how to teach another person how to fish, and you can feed the world. So I met this person here at DP as a parent, and she had seen the movie Race to Nowhere. And she decided that there was no way that we were going to allow those pueblos to be on a race to nowhere. And so she created a discussion where we were going to learn, talk, and teach each other how to not allow our parents or our students to go on a race to nowhere. Earlier today, she presented to Pablo Saleta. You haven't figured it out yet. It is Miss Carrie Hahn. We're on a road of cultural proficiency. Carrie has helped make PTSA and Triple E one and the same. PTSA is Triple E, and Triple E is PTSA because of the work that went on together. We are going to be culturally proficient because we are not going to have separate meetings and separate places to discuss information. Carrie truly believes that that is how things should really be here at this school. And I know that that hasn't been easy for Carrie, because I think Carrie has been part of the group that was in the race. And becoming a parent of teenagers, she needed to get off that truck and out of that race to make sure that she did not put that pressure on her on her children here at this school. And what better way than to do it by doing and not just by saying. So you've been a mentor to me as a parent, and watching what you've done with your children has helped me with my very own children and has continued to allow me to learn. So I want to thank you very much for that. And I want to thank you for not only talking about cultural proficiency, but for trying to practice it every single day, knowing that it's not an easy task to do. The last thing I want to say is, with all of this that she does, she also has been an incredible asset to the After Prom Committee. She has truly embraced helping support also. So it is not just about saying. Carrie is 100% about doing.
I'm the PTSA president this year. This is my very first year at DP, and I got roped to be PTSA president. So I felt like as I'm learning the ropes here, of course, Carrie Hahn was so instrumental because she is about supporting DP in all ways. She is a past president. She currently still serves on the PTSA board as parliamentarian and parent education chair. When I ask people, to tell me kind words about Carrie Hahn, I end up with things like this, having to reduce my font. I won't read it all because of the interest in time, but when you talk about Carrie, everyone else in the room nods their heads. Oh yeah, that's exactly Carrie. Even keel. Really I have to say one thing that Sean Carey said that I really liked is she has a calm demeanor, but don't be fooled because she is a person of action. So thank you for all you do for the school. Thank you for not only being a leader, but a servant leader, as Miss Carey also said that that is just your service first, and then it draws people in to want to help along with you, and which is something that another parent said. So I'm going to give you these kind words, but thank you so much, Carrie Hahn, for all that you do.
It's an honor to share this day with Jose.
So I think this is for a $25 gift card to Hollister. Mr. Ringer.
Hi. Hey, everybody. What a great day. Eric Pichello. So most of you know in this room that every month at our monthly staff meeting, we start the meeting by honoring our superhero of the month. If Chris Janeway makes an appearance, there's always a buzz. Some of you get all on Twitter. Heather gets swoony. Marietta faints. It's great because every month in cabinet meeting, we, the admin team, Scott, Dan, Susie, all get to talk about all the worthy nominees that come in, and we select one, and it's just a great way to start our Friday meetings. And almost every month this year, this individual we're about to honor has been nominated for Superhero of the Month. It has not been selected. And it's been especially difficult for us because she's in that meeting. She's got to be thinking, what the heck? And she's not alone. Earlier this year, Monica Kaplan, and seriously, how great a teacher is Monica Kaplan? Anyway, Monica Kaplan comes up to me and goes, what the heck? We've nominated her every month. Why do we ever pick her? And the reason is because we wanted to wait to do it special today. Susie Stone. So where do you start to fully describe the impact of Susie Stone? Start with her dedication to DP. It's 105 degrees on an October Saturday morning, and Susie out here with an army of volunteers sprucing up our campus. She oversees the National Honor Society, and she coordinates all that work. It's a very thankless job. It'll be January, and then it shifts, and it's cold, and it's gonna rain, and they're out here again on a Saturday morning. She could be with Ed and the kids, and she's here picking up trash and modeling that for the kids. It's a thankless job. It does a lot of work, but we all benefit from it every single day. And every single Beautify DP day all year long, including right before the WASP committee came, they were out here getting our campus just ready for them. And that's a credit to Susie and the work that she does with her kids. Or you can go back even further to when she began her career at DP. First as a sub in a counseling department, I believe, and then as a long-term sub for Gina. I searched my emails. Never delete, always archive. Found this gem from Scott Goontag back in 2010. Staff, please be aware that due to the math parcel tax, we are lucky enough to be able to welcome Susie Stone to our math staff. As many of you know, Susie was with us last year as a long-term sub for Gina Pierce and also did a phenomenal job helping us out when counseling was down a counselor 2 years ago. Susie is a team player, an amazing person that loves to work with kids. She will be teaching, I love that he doesn't skip a beat through this. She'll be teaching periods 3, 4, and 5 in rooms Q10, H27, and Q12. Thanks to Beth, Travis, and Gina for room share. Been there. And the next year we were fortunate enough to be able to hire her as our counselor, and what a counselor she is. Part of that is because she was a class teacher, she has that street cred with students, teachers, everybody. And part of it is how committed she is to her job. I've been in my job now about 4 years, and without hesitation, I will tell you that the single most important skill, quality, trait, whatever you want to call it, the single most important thing I learned from Susie is the smile. We've all seen it. There it is. It conveys warmth, it conveys enthusiasm, it conveys her love for her students, for her job, for her school. I've seen her take the most downtrodden student, the kid who was, on the verge of just losing it all. The kid who was contemplating suicide because he just got his girlfriend pregnant and he was starting high school and he didn't know what to do. He had no hope. And then she turned to him, she smiled and said she would help him through it. She was going to be with him every step. I've seen her just smile, disarm the most angry parent and make that parent feel valued and supported. And I've also seen her strongly defend teachers when a parent unfairly blamed the teacher for her child's first B. When I started teaching way back in 1998, I bought one of those cheesy banners, "Attitudes are contagious. Is yours worth catching?" Thought that would work, right? But I hope we all catch Susie's contagious, infectious smile, her infectious warmth. If I could bottle her smile, I'd make $1 million. And that's because whether delivering good news or bad, supporting a student, or giving that student the reality check that they need, Susie does it in a way that is genuine and does it with a smile. And this year, Susie, after a lot of prodding and pleading on Sean's part, took on an additional role of head counselor. So I work very closely with her and the team. And she's incredibly devoted to her team and her department, and they love her too. As one of her team said, Susie to me is a red hot that can be spicy when needed, burns bright with love, and at the same time is stable, thoughtful, and dependable. So what else do we know? Well, we know she has a love for sweets. I'm gonna hook you up. She has maneuvering her way through Disneyland down to a science. She hates to camp.
Four-letter word.
So when the council team teased her that she's chaperoning the Apes Yosemite trip, she blurted out, "We're not camping." But an hour later, obviously concerned, she asked, "Did Krista say we were camping?" We know that she's a proud grad of UCLA. Worked her way through school by working in the athletic department's ticket center. We know from a reliable source, and I love this, and I just learned this yesterday, that Susie used to push her boys in the stroller past DP and think, one day wouldn't it be cool to work there. We know that her entire team has such tremendous respect for her that it's only fitting that I bring them up to give this award to her. So, counseling team, come on up.
Yeah, it was kind of a clue this morning when he walked into the meeting. He was like, "What are you doing here?" "Oh, you'll see." And it's like, it's 6:30 when this one said, "So how's your day going?" Thank you.
Gift card to Jane.
Mr. White?
Miss Cruz.
Hola, buenos días.
Hola, good morning.
Esta persona es esposo,
A husband,
padre,
a father,
un hermano,
a brother,
un hijo,
a son,
mentor,
mentor,
maestro,
teacher,
popular,
popular,
trabajador,
hardworking,
exitoso,
successful,
guapo,
muy handsome,
bien vestido,
well dressed,
inspirador.
inspirational.
Les encanta especialmente las chicas.
Students love him, especially the girls.
Es un defensor de estudiantes.
An advocate for students.
Cultiva el autoestima en los adolescentes.
Builds self-esteem in students.
Es abierto,
Open,
honesto,
honest,
es un buen escuchador.
a good listener.
No es crítico,
Non-judgmental,
es motivante.
motivating,
Les anima a los otros.
encourages others.
Fue el rey homecoming de su escuela secundaria.
Homecoming king of his high school.
Es entrenador de fútbol.
Soccer coach.
Fundador del club Lucha, que provee un lugar seguro para los jóvenes latinos.
Founder of the Lucha Club, providing a safe place for Latino boys with strong male leadership mentorship.
Fortaleció y aumentó un programa asombroso de lenguaje que ahora es un modelo para las otras escuelas.
Fortified and increased growth in an amazing language program that has now become a model for other schools in the district.
Participa en el coro de su iglesia.
Active in his church choir.
Es músico y cantante con la banda Los Hermanos Cruz.
Musician and singer with the Brothers of Cruz of Guanajuato. 24 years.
Y el primer miembro de su familia graduarse de la secundaria y de la universidad fue inspirado por su maestro de español ser maestro.
He was the first in his family to graduate from high school and college, and this inspired him to be a high school Spanish teacher and to become the teacher he is. It's really, I have to just point out, this was like, come on, the pregnant woman last? After all the evolution. But I've been doing good until about now. So he's my partner in crime. I would have not have survived 4 years without this man. This is the second child we've had together. Yeah. He is what we call in Avid my avid husband, but I'd like to bring up his fortunate real wife and family. So, Marcelo's wife said, I'm so lucky to be married to my best friend and college sweetheart, who is such an extraordinary man, best husband and father, successful teacher and talented singer and musician. Marcelo is devoted to everything in his life. His family, wife and kids, his profession, his students, and his passion for music.
He is truly a beautiful person inside and out. What can I say? I just love him so much. I could go on forever.
Some students have said, I had Mr. Cruz for freshman and sophomore years. He was a great teacher. He was very patient and always willing to help his students outside of class. He gave the best motivational speeches during class, which everyone paid attention to since they were so interesting. I remember that during my first semester of freshman year, I had something about a 2.0 GPA. He was very concerned with my grades since it actually didn't reflect my capability. He gave me advice on how to improve my grades, in which I did follow and finished my first semester strong. Then another young lady said, Mr. Cruz is one of my favorite teachers that encourages me and allows me to be confident in my studies. I feel like he really knows the way to help people and always knows what to say to someone. He's extremely spirited and made Spanish not only fun but educational at the same time. He is also influential in the way that he can relate and he's understanding. He's like a father to a lot of his students. He made an impact in my life because I chose the career path that would make me happy, since he advised me that I choose something that makes me happy for the rest of my life. With that support, it made me the student I am today, and which I'm forever grateful for.
Sharice and Jessica just wanted to say I cut it in half at the time, so I want to say Mr. Cruz has helped me find myself and my purpose, and that is a gift I can never fully repay to you. Cruz, you have been my rock for 4 years, and I'll forever be grateful for every single day and every single thing you have done for me. And I thank you for never giving up on me or never letting me give up on myself, even though I'm very hard to deal with. They say it only takes one person to make a difference in this world, and that's you.
I have had Mr. Cruz for 4 years. I had him for 2 years in Spanish and the rest of my time in Avid. Since my freshman year, I kind of thought like, oh great, I have to be with him for 4 years. But I'm really glad that I was able to build a very close relationship with him because he has made me the student I am today. I started off as very, very shy, and I am very proud to say that he definitely inspired me to want to choose my career path, as well as many other staff members here. And he has not only helped me get through high school, but also achieve my goal of attending a four-year university and being the first in my family to go to college.
I'd like to thank you all for coming today. I'd like to give special thanks to John Dent and the media students for photographing and doing the video. Scott Gutentag and the leadership students, you guys rock. Thanks for